In a small, peaceful village, surrounded by vast fields and thick forests, lived a mosquito named Monty. Now, Monty wasn't your average mosquito. While most mosquitoes were content buzzing around in search of a good meal, Monty had bigger dreams. He wasn't interested in just landing on any old leg or arm. No, Monty wanted to make a name for himself. "You're just a mosquito, Monty," his friend Lenny, the mosquito, would often say. "Why don't you just do what we do best, bite, buzz, and then fly off into the night?" But Monty had other plans. "I'm going to do more than that," he declared one evening as the moon hung high in the sky. "I'm going to be the greatest mosquito who ever lived. I'll have stories written about me. Monty, no one's going to write stories about you." Lenny interrupted with a roll of his tiny eyes. "You're a mosquito. You drink blood, you fly around, and then you die. That's the life cycle." But Monty wasn't discouraged. He wasn't interested in being just another mosquito who nibbled and buzzed. He wanted to be a legend. One evening, after a long day of flying around in circles and getting swatted away by humans, Monty came up with a plan. "I know what I'll do. I'll bite the biggest, toughest creature in the forest, the one they all fear and become a legend." Lenny, who was enjoying a peaceful rest on a nearby leaf, snorted. "You want to bite a bear? A wolf? Maybe a crocodile? Good luck, Monty." Monty was undeterred. No. I have a better idea. I'm going to bite Big Bob the Bull." Lenny stared in disbelief. "Big Bob the Bull? Are you out of your mind? He's 1,000 times bigger than you." But Monty was already zooming off before Lenny could protest. He had made up his mind. Big Bob was going to be his ticket to fame. Monty flew over the fields, past the barn, and toward the pasture where Big Bob the Bull was grazing. Big Bob was huge, with muscles bulging under his shiny brown coat. He snorted and stomped the ground, making the earth tremble. Monty hovered near his massive form, sizing him up. "This is it," Monty thought, trying to work up his courage. "This will be my greatest adventure yet." He buzzed around Big Bob for a while, looking for the perfect spot to land. The bull seemed to be ignoring him, which was both a good and bad sign. Monty finally settled on Big Bob's thick neck, right between his horns. With a deep breath, Monty prepared himself. He was about to bite the bull, a creature who could squash him in a single stomp. But Monty wasn't afraid. After all, he was destined for greatness. But as he started to make his move, something unexpected happened. Big Bob flinched. "Wait, what?" Monty thought. "I haven't even bitten him yet." The bull's tail swished wildly, and before Monty could react, he was flung into the air by a sudden, powerful swipe. He tumbled through the air, spinning like a confused leaf caught in a windstorm. Monty, the mosquito, landed with a soft plop in the mud, dizzy and disoriented. He shook his head and slowly climbed to his feet. "Well, that didn't go according to plan," he muttered to himself. From the pasture, Big Bob glanced at Monty, unimpressed. He gave the mosquito a small sniff with his large nose, and then went back to grazing, as if nothing had happened. Monty, covered in mud and thoroughly humiliated, realized something. Maybe he wasn't cut out for this kind of adventure after all, but that didn't mean he was ready to give up on his dream. The next day, Monty flew around the village, thinking about his failed attempt. As he hovered near the farm, he saw something that made his wings flutter in excitement. There, resting by the barn, was a giant, juicy watermelon. It was the perfect opportunity. Monty, the mosquito, zoomed down and hovered over the watermelon. He, the mosquito, landed gently on its smooth surface, avoiding the sticky skin, and perched himself next to a small cut in the melon. "This is it. This is how I'll make a name for myself," Monty, the mosquito, thought. "I'll be the mosquito who defeated the mighty watermelon." With great enthusiasm, Monty, the mosquito, punctured the watermelon with his tiny needle-like proboscis and began to drink the sweet, watery juice. For the first time in his life, he, the mosquito, felt satisfied. This was exactly the kind of adventure he had been searching for. As he rested and drank, Monty suddenly felt something strange. Something was shaking the ground. He looked up, only to see a human child running toward the watermelon, with a large stick in hand. The child's eyes widened when he saw Monty feasting. "Oh no, a mosquito!" the child cried, swinging the stick. Monty's tiny heart raced as he zipped into the air, narrowly avoiding the swat. Monty zoomed away. Child yelled, "Go away." Then he had an epiphany. Maybe it wasn't about biting the biggest bull in the world or becoming a legend. Maybe his purpose was just to be a mosquito who enjoyed the small things. He returned to the pond later that evening, tired but content. "Well, Lenny, I didn't become a legend, but I did defeat the watermelon," he said, grinning. Lenny blinked, looking at him with a bemused expression. "Defeated the watermelon? What did it ever do to you?" Monty chuckled. "You wouldn't understand. It's a mosquito thing." And so, Monty's adventures continued. He may not have been a legendary bull-biting hero, but he had discovered that sometimes the simplest moments of joy, like feasting on a watermelon, were all the greatness he needed.